Hello, my name's Mark Finnis, and here at L30 Relational Systems, we're passionate about the work we do. We have a proven track record of working with schools, working with children's services, adult services, and across communities. In terms of a relational-based model, we believe that language is really important, and one of those really important frameworks, very simple for low-level problems about getting involved earlier in the life of the problem, is to have a high challenge, high support conversation. So either catching them getting it right, or if things have gone wrong, how do we use language to challenge people in a way that still maintains those relationships afterwards? So in relational and restorative practice, we like a model around affective statements, and affect is very simply the word to describe using emotion in statements, because we want to move the context to systems and punitive ones back to the context of relationships. And if you don't let people know how their behaviour is impacted on you, how will they ever know? So there's a very simple structure, really adapted from a model by Marshall Rosenberg around non-violent communication. So we're not suggesting what we're about to talk about is a program on non-violent communication, but an effective statement is just breaking it down into 3 key areas. The first one for us is about name the behaviour you've witnessed. Now that could be to reinforce a positive behaviour, but also to challenge an inappropriate behaviour. The key is to be very, very specific about the behaviour you've witnessed. So don't use generalisms, words like always, never, everyone, all. So you're always late. It gives people an opportunity to cut your arguments off at the knee with the one time they were on time. So avoid generalisms, be very specific. When you arrived late this morning, when you keep tapping your ruler on the desk, not you always tap your ruler on the desk. The important bit is to really be specific. The second part of an effective statement is what's the impact on you? This is where it's about relationships. This is where we talk about a statement that says, I feel. Not you make me feel, because then it's a push, it becomes blaming. Just I feel. And the important part of that is you're taking ownership. But if you don't let people know how their behaviour impacts on you, how will they ever know? And if we were to challenge somebody's behaviour, this isn't always comfortable at these first 2 stages, but we always say there's no easy way to poke people in the eye. It might sting a little bit, it might be a little uncomfortable, but if you've invested enough in the relational bank, you're going to maintain that relationship afterwards. So that second statement is, I feel. So when you arrive late, it leaves me feeling a little frustrated. The key to that part is separating the deed from the doer, the act from the actor. You're still valuing them as a person, but you're still challenging their inappropriate behaviour. Or, if you've caught them doing something well, when you arrive on time, it leaves me feeling really pleased. The third step is, though, to identify what you need from that person for things to start to move forward. So you identify what you need and you let them know. So it could be something like, and what I need is to let me know you run a little late, and then I can be prepared. So if I put that together, it could be, when you arrive late, it leaves me feeling a little frustrated, and I need you to just let me know you're running late. There is a 4th step, which we talk about an optional extra, which is a request. Would you be willing to do that for me? The challenge is, if it's not a request, we wouldn't always put the 4th step in. But what I would say about effective statements is, if you want to create the right culture that's built on relationships, then we say catch them getting it right more than you catch them getting it wrong. Some things to remember, though, about effective statements is it's a construct for language. What I've just described isn't a script. It's 3 key parts: the behaviour, the impact on you, and what you need from that person to move things forward. The key bit is also non-verbal communication. It's not what we say, it's how you say it. 93% of what we say is non-verbal. The other part of that I want to reinforce is separate the deed from the doer, the act from the act. And the other part I would say is do it at the right time, in the right place, to the right degree. If I'm challenging somebody, I don't do it in front of other people. I find somewhere private, so that's the right time, the right place, to the right degree.